Hello there, ladies and gents, and welcome back to another one of my videos. Thank you very much for clicking on. I don't know where to start with this video. I really don't. It involves children. Well, I'm just going to get straight into it. Over in the United States, a place called Nashville, there was a Christian school, and a transgender woman, transgender man who was biologically a woman, we will be referring to her as a she, and a bitch. She walked into a Christian school that she used to attend as a young child herself, and she went in there and shot 6 people, 3 of which were children. It also says here that she had carefully planned this out, the attack on the school, with detailed maps and surveillance, and she also planned to target other locations as well. It also goes on to say that she randomly targeted students, anyone who she came in contact with. Unfortunately, those students were about 9 years old. Now, what I'm going to do now is show you a news clip of police officers entering the building and taking down the suspect. Now, it's not graphic. I'm sure you've seen worse things in your day-to-day lives, but you do get to see a piece of shit get shot. So without further ado, I'm going to roll the clip now and I'll be back right after.
The suspect involved in yesterday's shooting was once a student at Covenant School, and as officers are still investigating this tragedy, police are telling us there was evidence left behind that shows that this attack was planned out.
We have a manifesto, we have some writings that we're going over that pertain to this day, the actual incident. We have a map drawn out of how this was all going to take place.
The chief of police described evidence left behind after yesterday's attack on Covenant Presbyterian School in Nashville. The surveillance video captured the moments. It all started with a 28-year-old transgender woman and former student shooting out the glass doors of the school, then walking through halls, even going in offices, pointing the assault-style weapon. In total, 6 victims were killed. They have been identified as 9-year-olds Evelyn Dykehouse, Hallie Scruggs, and William Kinney, 61-year-old Cynthia Peak, a substitute teacher, 60-year-old Catherine Kuntz, the head of the school, and 61-year-old Mike Hill, who was a custodian. A team of 5 officers responded to the school around 10:15 yesterday morning, the shooter firing at them from the second-floor window, one of those bullets going through a squad car.
When the officers got to the second level, they saw a shooter, a female, who was firing. The officers engaged her. She was fatally shot.
Hell yeah, she was fatally shot. And I hope she died painfully, the bitch. She killed 6 people. 3 were kids, aged 9. How mentally ill and fucked up in the head do you have to be to kill anybody? Willingly kill anybody, let alone kids. This person picked up a rifle, looked down the barrel of that rifle, and pointed it at 3 kids, and pulled a trigger. I'm glad she got shot. I hope she fucking died painfully. In fact, I'm going to show you the video of her getting shot, and we can both laugh at it.
One more! Let's go! Metro Police! Open door! On me! We don't know where he is.
Now, I sped up the video just a little bit quickly because they do go from room to room and then they come to a stairwell where they locate the killer upstairs.
I think it's upstairs. It sounds like it's upstairs. Go! Push an LPV up. Reloading. Move. Watch out. Stop moving! Get your hands away from the gun! Hold the air.
Shots fired, shots fired, shots fired, move. Right. Push with LPVO. Push with LPVO. Go right. Move! Watch out. Move. Stop moving!
Now, thankfully, the cops were on the scene very quickly because more people probably would have been shot. But those police officers wasn't the only heroes that day. This little lady here, Evelyn, she was one of the victims of this evil piece of crap. And this angel, this hero, pulled the fire alarm, saving all of her classmates, probably saving all of the school actually. This little girl did that. Little lady, you are an absolute gem of a hero, and you will never know how many lives you saved that day. Now, after this horrifying event, did you think, or do you think, the Liberals came out and the transgender community came out against this individual and what horrific act that this piece of shit did? No, they didn't. In fact, they stood up for her. They said that we had to respect this person's pronouns, regardless of what he did. Well, it's not a he, it's a she. And I don't have to respect crap, especially when the person has killed kids. And then the community started posting stuff like this. Us when we see transphobes. So what they're trying to say is, anyone that they disagree with who thinks that they're transphobic, then you have the right to pull a weapon out on that person who you believe that's transphobic. And the threats don't end there. They even had a day called Trans Day of Vengeance because they believe that trans community is going through a genocide because liberal propaganda has convinced these people that governments passing legislations stopping minors from being targeted is genocide on their community. They even have stuff like this. Every day is Trans Day of Vengeance. They are literally promoting violence against people that they disagree with who they think are transphobic. Now, it doesn't stop there. Of course it doesn't stop there. It'd be too easy if it stopped there. They go on to making videos like this.
Trans rights. This is only going in one direction. You will respect us. You can be upset. You can be angry. You can think it's unfair. You can feel like we're stealing something from you. But it's still only going in one direction. You will respect us.
Fuck you!
Now, what you need to understand that respect, trust and love are not something that's automatically given. You have to earn it. You have to earn a person's love. You have to earn their respect. You have to earn their trust. And you, my dear man, have not earned diddly piss of any of that with me. Now the call for violence continues with other trans people coming forward and saying that you have to beat police officers. You have to beat people. You have to attack. They are calling for more of this violence towards people who will not support their ideology, who will not support the way they think. That's not how love, respect and trust works. That's how fascism works. You don't think the way I think, I attack you until you do.
Tennessee, it's time to fucking fight. Trans allies in Tennessee, it's time to fucking fight. Trans women, if they lock you up for identifying as a woman, Fight. Resist. You're gonna die anyways. We're going to die anyways. It's time to fucking resist. Fight them. Hurt them. If they put their hands on you, beat them. We are at an attack. It's time to fight back. Do you hear me? Trans people in Tennessee, trans men, trans women, non-binary, fight! If they try to arrest you or have you arrested on a felony for existing, beat them, team up, gang together, get people who agree with you to come and fight. Carry a weapon at all times. And yes, you have to attack the police officer. Allegedly. But it's time. It's time. If they're going to try to jail and police you for existing, you fight them. You fight them. And if they lock you in prison, fuck up the guards. Bust out of prison. Jump in with other trans people. It's time we organize a prison bust in Tennessee, guys. It's time we organize a prison bust. It's time we start fighting. It's time. If they put their hands on you, fight them. Trans people, fight them. We will not let them create a genocide of trans people. I am so tired. I was in a live the other day with 2 trans people who denied this. Out of my way. I disown any trans person who disagrees with this notion. You are not allowed at the fucking table. It's time to fucking fight. Trans genocide's around the corner. Stop debating cis people in your existence. I do not debate. My existence is not a conversation. We fucking fight now, or we die. And we're not gonna die debating cis people. They're gonna have the last word. They're joining your life to call you a man. They're joining your life to call you a woman. They're joining your life to misgender you, to get the right pronouns, to tell you that you're not existent. They're fucking with you and you're an idiot. Stop! You're gonna kill us all! Join together and start organizing a rally for resistance, not for talk. They're fucking with you. You're being gaslit. You think you're gonna have a conversation and make progress. We don't have time to make progress. We have time to fight! God! All of you, I'm disappointed! Fight! Stop! I'll tell you something. If a police officer put his hands on me for trying to be who I am, I don't care if I got shot. I'm taking a couple of transphobes with me. And I suggest you do the same. The time for debate is over. It's a waste of time.
Now, somewhere along the line, these people have been told that there's a genocide going to happen to them. Okay? I've heard this coming from the Young Turks. They are people telling these individuals that they're going to round them up like they did to the Jews, and they're going to perform a genocide on them. This is not the case. Parents are sick and tired of teachers pushing their ideology down their children's throats in the classroom. We don't want to hear about your sexual orientation and your pronouns, or who you like to sleep with, or whether you're a boy or a girl. Us as parents want our kids to learn the basic English, maths, geography, biology, and other type of science. We don't care that you like to wear a dress, okay? Men have been wearing dresses since the dawn of time. So have women have been wearing male clothing. Nobody cared. No one cared until you started forcing that onto us and started forcing that onto our kids. That's when we pushed back. They're even going on to say that the Republican Party, the right wing, are banning books. Just like Hitler did, we're banning books, ladies and gents. No, we're not banning books. We are taking explicit content, adult nature, away from minors. The books are still there for adult teens, like 17, 18-year-olds, but you just cannot give them to underage kids. This isn't just applied with books. We have done this with movies and video games from day one. We are not allowed to show horror movies to children. It will give them nightmares. That's the whole point. of putting age restriction on certain things. Now, one day my mum sat me down to watch Michael Jackson's Thriller. Now, I knew who Michael Jackson was at the age of 7. I enjoyed his music. My sister enjoyed his music. I had no idea what Thriller had in store for me. She sat me down and goes, "Hey look, Michael Jackson's on TV." And I was like, fuck yeah, Michael Jackson. I love Michael Jackson. As a 7-year-old, I had no idea what was in store for me when this fucker popped up. I literally shit myself. I literally ran behind the sofa and screamed. Now, bringing back to what I was originally talking about was these victims and this Norman Bates looking mofo. And funny about Norman Bates, he was a tranny too. Now, I'm going to wrap up this video, and what I'm going to say is this. Do not cause any violence towards the trans community or anyone. This is not what I'm saying. What I'm going to tell you is, prepare yourself to defend yourself. That's it. If you are able to live in a state that you have a conceal and carry right and permit, I suggest you use it. Even in the church. Yes, I know it's a place of God, you shouldn't have to, but in this day and age, you have to. Keep yourself safe, look after your loved ones, and I will see you again next time.